Katha Upanisad, Part 2, Chapter 1. Paranje kane vyatranat svayambustasmat paran pasyate nantaratman kaschidira pratyagatmanamikshada Tachak Shuramrtat Vamichan. The self-created Lord. About the sense organs, made them outgoing. This is why being sees only things outside, not the inmost self. Some wise person, wishing to get immortality, turns his eyes from the external objects and looks at his own self within. Now, we usually don't notice the heartbeat, the breath, and all that, but that's a start towards the more inner self than that. Parachah kamananuyante balaste mrtyoryante vitat asya pasam atha dira amratatvam veditva druvama na prarthayante. Children run after the external pleasures. They get caught in the widespread trap of death. That's why the wise, knowing about true immortality in this world with the short-lived objects, ask for nothing. Yana rupam rasam gandham samdan sparsamscha maithunan etenaiva vijanate kematra paris ishyate etadva etat. It's by the self one knows form, taste, smell, sound, touch, and sex pleasure. What else remains? This is truly that. One. Okay, so one knows is a comment. Svapnantam jagaritanam chobau yananupasyate mahantam vibhumatmanam matvadiro nasochate. The things experienced in sleep and experienced in the waking state, these both, by the power, is one able to see. The great, omnipresent consciousness, realizing an enlightened soul, doesn't grieve. So, to realize about divinity, sometimes you need to realize about your own self. Or sometimes it's the other way around, but Ya imam advadam vedatmanam jivamantekat isanam bhutabhavyasya natatu vejugupsate etad va etat. The person drinks honey, the individual self, the master of the past and the future, is very close, and he knows them thereafter and doesn't want to conceal. And this is truly that. Yah purvam tapaso jatamabhyah purvam majayata guhyam. Guham pravisya tishthantam yobutebirvya pasyata atad vaetat. That, before water was born, the firstborn consciousness, through austerity, entering into the cave of the heart of the beings, lying in the 5 elements. He who sees that distinctly, he truly sees. This truly is that which was being asked about. And, God is in everything. Everything is in God. And God's around everything in between, but the things aren't it. So you still have distinction, so you don't get confused and, I am God and want to order everything around. Of course, that's one of the things that's happening a lot with the New Age movement, isn't it? Ya pranana sambhavatya ditirdevatamayi guham pravisya tishthantim yabutebirvyajayata et tad vaetat. She who's the eater or experiencer of objects, the soul of all of what people consider deities, who manifests herself as the cosmic energy, manifests herself in the 5 elements, present in the hearts of all the beings. This truly is that, about which there was the asking about. Aranyornehetu jata veda garba eva subrato garbinibe deva idyo jagravam Jangravad birha vishman birmanushya biragne atad vaetat. Like pregnant women who take good care of what's in their wombs, the fire resting between 2 fire sticks, sacrificial fire, by people who are alert about their religious duties and are well provided with butter oil and other materials used in sacrifice. Every day, the object of worship. This truly is that. So there keeps being thought this implication of the Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg, and in Ekankar, that's kind of like one of the heavens. I forget which one it is. And butter and oil and all that sort of stuff is, the common thing about the sacrifice. You bring sandalwood and some stuff. What grows around here, I like the cedar. Yatas chodate suryostam yatra cha gacchate tam deva sarverapitastadu natyete kaschana ettad vaetat. From where the sun rises, wherein the sun sets, all the shining ones are dependent on that. No one can be independent of that. This truly is that. Well, the sunrise and the sunset are definitely suitable symbols of the arising or source and the return. And of course, in terms of this world, the material things do rely on what, requires the sun to do its thing. Yadeveha tadamutra yadamutra tadanveha mrtyo samrtyumapnote yaeha naneva pasyate. Whatever's here is also there. Whatever's there, the same's here. He sees a difference here. Travels from death to death. So, you remain spiritually alive through any ending, or amongst the endings. Manasae vedamaptavyam nehananaste kinchana mrtyo samrtyum gacchate ya eha naneva pasyate. By the mind alone is this to be realized. Here, nothing is separate. So that non-dual consciousness. Who sees in this anything separate? He goes from death to death. Angushtamatra purusho madhya atmane tishtate isano bhuta bhavyasya natatu vejugupsate et tad vaetat. At the size of a thumb, resting in the body, is the Lord of the past and the future. When a spiritual aspirant, he doesn't try to conceal himself. This truly is that. So when you make yourself spiritual, or you make your existence spiritual rather than just a spirit concealed by the material, then you become aware of things, or then you actually form faith in some of the things that you were taught that otherwise, Angushta matra purusha jyotirivadumaka isano bhuta bhavyasya saevadya sau sabah etad vaetat. A thumb-sized being, shining like smokeless flame, is the controller of the past and the future, present, now, and will be present in the future. This truly is that. Oh, that sounds like a jinn that possesses people, right? A fire being that's like a smokeless flame, but, we can think of things other than that, right? Because we can think of smokeless in terms of pure without attributes or not decaying in the material sense. No material process is going to cause that. And it's just a pure energy. Yathodakam durge vrshtam parvatashu vidavate evam dharman tak pasyam stanevanu vindavate. In the inaccessible, drenched with water, just as in hills, as it runs down, in the same way, the different qualities in the different parts, judging them to be really different, he goes the same way as those qualities. So again, you got to see past form, and you got to see past qualities, and worship the other all essence. And as far as with everything else, you identify more with the overall essence. Yathodakam sudda suddhamma siktam tadrangeva bhavate evam munirvijanata atma bhavate gautama. O Gautama, when the pure water is poured into the pure water, they become one. The same thing happens to the self of the sage, who is self-knowing. He becomes one with the same. So the same is the second to last word. So the field of the consciousness, as it figures things out, then, Ete Katha Upanisad Dvitiyadhyaya Prathama Vali. And this Katha Upanishad is ended here as far as its second part, first chapter.